So, welcome to episode 5 of the Brutally Honest podcast. As always, is Eric. With me, my co host, Rick.
Hey guys, this is Rick. You can find me on Brutal Gamers, the Xbox editor, and then find me on Twitter at DocBrown303.
Hey everybody, this is Jason once again, editor-in-chief Brutal Gamer. You can find me on Twitter at Jason_TAS.
And for the first time on the podcast, we have Mack joining us.
Hey guys, this is Mack, senior editor at Brutal Gamer. You can find me on Twitter at MackeyP42.
Awesome. So we have a full list of stuff to get through this week, but something that Rick brought up before we started is this game called Bunker. It's a live-action FMV game. What do you guys think?
It brings back many memories of the Sega CD,
Yeah.
which
Yes,
is,
it does.
that's not all bad.
Many memories and not for the queasy stomach.
I don't know. It
Exactly.
looks pretty interesting. I'm gonna think I'll give it a whirl if it comes to like Xbox or PlayStation. I don't know. It looks kind of creepy, but in a good way. A lot of thrown up blood. Right up my alley.
Well, game's not good if you don't have a little bit of blood, don't you?
Right?
That's exactly right. It looks pretty
Yeah.
cool. I was a little bit surprised because I had never heard of it before. And then, Rick, when you brought it up, we all kind of checked out the trailer here before the show started, and it looks neat.
Yeah, I agree that it looks neat. I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy it. Is my problem. I don't know how you control a game like this. I've never really played any of the older. I never played Night Trap or anything like that. I know they exist.
Button prompts.
Yeah.
So QuickTime events the game.
Sort of.
It is.
It kind of reminds me of Metro 20. What's the rest of the title? Metro
2033?
Yeah.
It's
Because you're kind of like
yeah.
stunk in a bunker and things kind of go haywire. And it's all
Yeah.
kind of got that Russian feel to it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree with that. It does look similar to that.
I could see it. Is there like because I know obviously there's a horror element to it, but does anybody know like if there's like a supernatural element, or is that like supposed to be a virus or something? Why everybody's puking blood?
I have no clue.
Hmm.
The only thing I've seen or heard about this game was this trailer.
I don't know. I stopped paying attention.
It looks
Great.
really funny. Sorry. I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. I didn't hear you.
Oh no, it's fine. I don't think funny is the word I would use to describe it, but
I mean, sometimes it just kind of looks cheesy too. Like, and you're just kind of like, oh man. And you're like, the production value for the scene was like $15.
Oh.
But that's what you're paying for.
I know.
That's right. It's that D-grade horror that you love so much.
Tired of these AAA titles. Give me something dark and gritty.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one way to put it.
well, speaking of dark and gritty, I guess we can move on to the Dead Rising trilogy.
What a
Getting a-
segue. Oh my god. This show is the greatest.
It really is. So, right, the Rising trilogy. What do you guys think about the re-release coming to PlayStation 4 now too?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I never played it myself.
I was going to ask, anybody played these games in the first time around?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, me too.
I played the crap out of them.
So are you looking forward to the new one? I mean, or at least the re-release discs? You going to get them?
I don't know. I mean, are they remastered or are they just re-releasing them?
I guess I was about to say, I guess I shouldn't say re-release discs because they're only digital, I think. Also, I don't think they are. I think they're 60 FPS and they have 1080p, but I think that's about it.
I think I heard that they're at least going to have 60 frames per second.
How much is it going for? $60,
I think
probably?
I saw it in the PlayStation Store this morning. It's going to be $50 with a PlayStation Plus discount for the trilogy.
Oh, for the triple. Okay.
Yeah.
I would maybe consider it. I really like those games. The first one frustrates the heck out of me, so I don't know
too.
about that one.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
If they
Holy
took out
moly.
the timer,
Yeah.
I would get it again.
Yeah. I don't know. The first one was just so rigid. Like you just had to do everything, point A to point B. There was really no openness to it. The second one, they did a lot better job with it. And I thought you had a lot more free time. And I just liked the setting of, it was like a mini Las Vegas. It was just awesome.
Yes.
The whole setting was just great.
Fortune
the third
City.
one, yeah, it was amazing. It looked amazing on the Xbox 360. And then the third one, I really, really liked. I thought they took a lot of great steps in the right direction. Wasn't a huge fan. What?
Sorry, Rick. This isn't it's not the third game, is it? It's the
No.
the DLC for the second game.
Yeah, it's
It's
off the
not-
record. It's off
It's
the
not
record.
Okay.
Rising 3.
Oh.
I was confused about that as well.
Off the
So-
record, yeah. I mean, so you just
Off
get
the
to be frank. I didn't play off the record, so
I didn't either. I bought it and I actually never played it. So
Such is life for us, or at least
Yep.
for me.
this is
But,
for everybody.
I don't know. The first two are fun. If you haven't played them, I'd recommend picking them up.
Gotcha.
I
I think
would
it's
say the same
interesting.
thing.
After this comes out, this Dead Rising 3 is going to be the only one not available on PlayStation then.
Hmm.
'Cause,
That's true.
The new one's going to be on
That's
Give
a
it
PlayStation.
shame
time.
because it's
Yeah,
Dead Rising 3 is pretty good.
it
Yeah.
is. Yeah, I like Dead. Actually, that's my favorite of the series.
It was really good. I liked it. You could build like vehicles, and then you could build like weapons on the fly. That's what I liked. That was really cool.
Yeah, and it had some really cool set pieces too.
Mm-hmm.
Really neat stuff.
Yeah, the only one I've ever played was 1, and I never really got through it because I hated fighting the psychos. It was boring, and like you said, it was rigid. I would probably go back and I don't know if I'm going to get the re-release, but I would probably go back and retry playing it just because I like the premise of the series so much.
Mm-hmm. You know, the thing about the first one is if you didn't like it the first time around, I don't know if you're going to like it now just because they didn't make really any changes at all. It runs a little better. That's about it.
It's not that I think it was an accessibility problem for me. I played it when I was a little bit younger.
Okay.
And I didn't care enough to figure out where I was supposed to go. And I think the only psycho I actually fought was the one in the food court at the beginning. I just wanted to run around and kill zombies in the mall, which it did for a while. But then
And
the
who
time,
doesn't?
and from what I understand, the time restraints get better and better as the series goes on. So
Much better.
Yeah, 3
Much
does.
better.
Rick, does 3 have any time restraints?
So I think you can only it goes by like chapter, I believe. So you had to do everything you wanted to in that chapter with all the
Right.
side stories, and if you missed them, then you missed them. Like they're dead. They're
That's right.
gone.
Yeah,
I think that's how they fix the timer.
Okay, yeah. It's been a while since I played it, but that sounds
Mhm.
really familiar.
that
Yeah,
sounds a
so-
lot better than this one where everything's on the timer, and if you don't go to the right place at the right time,
Yeah.
You
Well, I
miss
mean,
out
they
on
had to
like,
do that.
sub-quest.
They had to do it in Dead Rising 3 because it was just so big. I mean, that game is so much bigger than the first and second one, even if
Yeah.
you put them together. So, yeah, but they did a really good job with that. I'm pretty excited for Dead Rising 4.
Me too.
save us, Capcom.
I like the holiday setting.
Yeah, no, that looks neat. I just like the like if you've ever played Killing Floor, the Christmas map where you're at Santa's workshop killing the zombies. It's just the I can't think of the word, but this rigid the contrast between the zombies and Santa. It's great. I love it.
It's got that magic.
The holiday feeling to it.
Yeah.
All right, Mack, you got anything? You ever played Dead Rising? Did we miss you?
You know, I've never gotten into the Dead Rising trilogy. I love the look. I just never gave it the time.
Think you're going to pick up the re-release?
You know, I'm really not sure.
That's fair.
Did I just like drop out? Anybody else here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm here.
So far,
Oh, Jason is.
You guys got me okay?
Yeah, we hear you.
That was weird.
Oh, I hear you.
Anybody else hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. That was really strange. All right.
That is weird. Well, moving on, we have Gwent, the Witcher card game, has been delayed. Does anybody care about this?
No.
should we?
You guys, it's been a slow news week. Okay, so it's hard for me to find stuff.
It has. It's been a slow news month.
All right. Yeah, exactly. This month has been slow as. Okay, well then let's just move on.
Let's talk Madden. No, I mean,
Wow.
Did you get who's played Witcher 3?
not me.
I have-
Anybody else?
Mac, have you played Witcher 3?
No, I've not played any of them.
Oh,
I was supposed to do a review, but we passed it on to somebody else. I don't remember who got that one.
I think that was Michael.
yeah.
Probably.
I don't know.
But
It's a
yeah,
really
yeah.
good game. If you haven't played, or I don't know, I picked up The Witcher 2 and I thought it was a little, I don't know, there's something weird about it. But then I picked up Witcher 3 and it was a really great game. But it's really, I mean, there's so much to do and it's a huge, huge place to explore.
Yeah.
So,
See, that's another game that falls into those time restraints thing. I just
yeah.
I don't have it to get into it too deep. You know, I played the first one, and I think I played it for about 2 or 3 hours, and for some reason dropped off. I don't know, maybe something else came out or something, and then that's like it for me in The Witcher, just the first game.
Yeah.
The first one's
I think
not aged. I'm gonna say
That's what
that.
I've heard.
Oh, really?
I went back and tried playing it for the first time recently, and it's not something that I would recommend at this point.
Oh,
Here's the thing: the movement, the combat, it just doesn't feel good. I've never played the other ones, but it just doesn't feel good. And then maybe it was fine back in the day when it came out, but not anymore.
Witcher 1, it plays like an isometric game, right? Like a top down. You kind of move around, kind of like.
I think so, as far as I remember, like 2/3, kind of.
It's over the shoulder.
Oh, it is.
It is.
Yeah,
Huh.
and you have to attack, and you basically swing the sword, clicking at different intervals, and depending on what stance you're in, you have to click at different times to combo. And it's I don't know, I didn't like it. And
Man, I don't remember that at all. Then
It sounds difficult.
Yeah.
It's just annoying.
It
And the
sounds
combat
difficult and annoying.
Great combination.
Oh yeah.
Great for
combat's
games.
really easy until you come up against somebody that you actually can't beat, and then you can't do anything because it's clicking. So
Awesome.
that was my experience. I could be wrong. I could be misunderstanding the game. So I don't know.
Man, that just sounds great.
If you ever get the time, if you're trapped during this winter and it's a snowy day, pick up The Witcher.
The first one?
That sounds rough.
No, the third one. The third one. Stay away from the first one.
You trying to kill me?
And then I have another thing where I don't want to play the other games in the series unless I played the first one or two. So it's like I would like to play 3, but I didn't beat the first 2. So like, why would I play the third one? And it's not like Final Fantasy, where they're not connected. Like same characters, same, you know.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I understand, but it's still a great game.
I believe it. I believe it.
It looks really good.
It was good.
Yeah, I mean, it looks fantastic. Like the graphics and everything, it looks amazing. But all right, well, if it snows a lot,
There you go.
If it snows a lot, I might go back outside.
yeah, me too. Oh my God, is it hot? Anyway,
Are you melting?
yes,
It's really hot down here in Philly too.
yeah. Somebody posted something up. I just happened to see on Facebook of the when the Ark is opened at the end of Indiana Jones and everybody's
I watched
face
that this
melting.
morning.
There you go.
That was great.
That's what this is like.
Yeah. I don't know. Colorado's, it's been warm, but not probably as hot as you guys are.
Well, that's good for you. That's nice.
Yes.
This is horrible. Mac, how is the Midwest? In terms of
Midwest has been hot and sticky. It's been a rough summer so far.
awesome. Yeah.
Oh yeah. At least if I go south, it's a lot drier.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you
just so everybody knows, I'm in New York. Just adding that in. So it's pretty much everywhere then that it's incredibly hot and uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm just an hour away in Philadelphia. It's pretty terrible here too.
Yeah.
But speaking of traveling vast distances, so I know you're playing No Man's Sky. What do you think, Rick?
I The Segway King. I love No Man's Sky. It's the best game ever made. I'm just gonna play it. I'm gonna sell everything else and just only play this game.
Wow.
You'd have to.
I know.
Yeah.
No, it's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it. It's pretty much lived up to all the expectations I had of it leading up to its release. So
I gotta agree with everything that you're saying. I'm really enjoying it. I do want to comment on the controversy and the poor reception that people are having from it, and I really think that poor reception is coming from people not actually understanding what the game was offering in the first place.
Yeah.
yeah, I can agree with that.
Every criticism of the game that I'm seeing is just people saying, oh, why can't I meet up with my friends as easily as I want to? Or why can't I build this? Or why can't I do that? And to me, being able to get in my spaceship and blast up into space and then land on another planet 5 minutes later is incredibly satisfying.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying it. I think
I
it's
am too.
exactly what they told us it would be.
One thing that I thought was kind of interesting was there was a story, and I don't know how true this is because I don't have it. So there was a story that came out earlier this week where some people had said that in the boxed copies, in the PS4 copy, there's a sticker covering a mention of multiplayer features.
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen
Okay.
that.
I have no idea if that's true or not, but I read that and I thought that was kind of interesting because it's been a little weird with the multiplayer because they were talking about it originally, and then it was kind of like, well, it may not be in there at all. Which honestly, if there's no multiplayer, who cares? Because that's really not what the game is about. But
yeah,
Right. Well, I'm looking at a copy right now of the box, and on the back it says online play, and then in quote and in parentheses optional. Down at the bottom where it says how many players it is and everything.
Okay, so maybe that's even going to be something that comes at a later date then.
Well, here's the thing. To me, that implies some kind of connectivity with the internet, like naming systems and planets and species that other people can discover. That doesn't even necessarily imply that you can meet up and, hang out with your friends.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's necessarily a lie. I think that people who are crucifying Sean Murray and Hello Games for this really have no one to blame but themselves.
Yeah.
For their hype. And then you can bring up interviews where Sean Murray said, yeah, you can meet other players and you can see them. But the truth of the matter is yeah, you could, but the way the servers refresh, and if you're on the same server as somebody else playing, you can be on the same planet but not on the same server at the same time.
Yep.
I feel like it's just a lot of not understanding how video games work on the inside. And I'm not saying I do. I'm not a video game developer, but
Eric,
I know it to say I don't know.
Do you think bringing a multiplayer aspect to the game would bring more value to it?
I mean, yeah, it would bring more value, I'm sure, to some people. Maybe not to me or you. I don't care. I don't want to run into other players. I like the feeling of isolation.
Yeah.
If I ran into other players, it would make me feel like this universe that has 18 quintillion planets, supposedly, is actually a lot smaller than that. I don't want to run into anybody else.
Yeah. And I always just think, like, if you got a bunch of people together, they just cause mayhem, too.
Right. Like genociding an entire race of...
yeah.
Or,
you mean they haven't done that already?
That seems odd.
I haven't done that yet.
I haven't. Any animals. Well, I have. Some attack, but...
Yeah, I got attacked by this giant bird dinosaur thing. It looks like a T-Rex, so I had to kill that.
God.
That's awesome.
But it was pretty awesome. But I'm telling you, like, if you do anything bad, those sentinels, they just, like, bum rush you to the point. I mean, have you had any experiences like that, Eric?
Yeah, so here's what happened one time. I'll tell this quick story. So I was looking for resources. I was trying to identify everything on a single planet, and I came across an abomination. And when I say an abomination, I mean it had two tails on opposite ends of its body, and it was large. Head.
Oh,
I
man.
couldn't find a text.
So it had
Or the
like
feed
two
to
butts.
send it.
You know,
Yeah,
when
I,
you
uh,
said Abomination, I immediately pictured, of course, Marvel Comics Abomination.
Yeah.
This is not that.
no.
Oh, man.
So I
No.
did what any humane space explorer would do is I took out my bolt action and I to put it down. And
Obviously, it was a horrible genetic mistake.
yeah, I took
Oh, man.
so it starts attacking me, and then five sentinel drones come out of nowhere, and you
Yeah.
know they're like, hey, and then they killed me
Yeah.
for trying to cure space. So
Yeah.
Guys, are there NPCs in the game? Like, are there other characters that you run into?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's definitely NPCs. So you go and you're going on your planet, right? And exploring things, and you'll find these settlements, and then you'll go into some of these settlements, and some of them will be occupied by the alien species of that particular planet or solar system. And then you interact with them, and sometimes you'll give them resources. Other times you have to like show a display of dominance. I mean, you do these like certain like little dances. It's like the puzzle solving aspect of the game.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
it's keep going, Rick. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then you learn, and then they'll grant you with a word, and then you start to learn their language. And so then so right now I know, maybe it says I know like 50 words, and I thought that'd be a lot. I mean, how many words are they going to program this game? And there's like times when I go to a galaxy where I'm well known, and I still don't get any words that I know, or it's like interloper or traitor or something like that. But then the action I want to take is like give this guy a pat on the back or something. So it's kind of misleading. I mean, you kind of have to read in between the lines. But I don't know. It's definitely an interesting technique of gameplay. So I don't know. I'm finding it really enjoyable. How about you, Eric?
Me as well. One thing I wanted to bring up with interaction with NPCs is how text adventure-y it is.
Oh,
You know, you can read what the aliens will say to you, and unless you know the specific words they're saying, it will just be complete gibberish. You won't know what it says.
Yeah.
wow.
And the most of the screen is taken up with the description. Like, there's this one race of basically computers, and they're called Carvax or Corvax.
Yep.
And it'll be like, oh, the electronic lights of his face flicker, and you sense animosity or something like that. You have to decide what to do based on the description of it. It's just really cool. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I do too.
That is pretty cool.
You should go pick it up right now, Jason.
All right, I gotta go. Wait, I have to get that in The Witcher, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
be careful about that one.
And do I have to get Gwent?
Yes.
Because that's not out yet, so I could pre-order.
I want you to
think.
pre-order. I want you to pre-order the $100 edition.
Oh, damn it! All right, okay.
It comes with its own case of real Gwent cards.
You know what though? Isn't there an edition that does?
I'm sure there does. I'm
I think
sure
there is.
I mean, I'm sure there is. How could they not do that?
Yeah, right.
So anyway, No Man's Sky's awesome. We're coming up with some kind of review for it soon. So
I just as a note to anybody listening, we tweeted out on Twitter, like I think it was last week, that we're taking our time with the review, but Eric and Rick are tag teaming on it, and it should be a phenomenal read when it comes out.
And it'll probably be about 5,000 words.
Yes.
Looking forward to it.
Get a coffee.
Yep.
At least one.
And maybe fire up Gwent too if you haven't yet.
Oh yes,
So,
Gwent.
I'm going to be happy playing Gwent, but not as happy as I'm going to be when we play We Happy Few.
Fantastic.
Mac, you're playing the preview, right? You're playing the.
I am playing the preview, and that thing's been pretty amazing so far. It's still technically an alpha, and I've not had any major issues. I think it crashed once in 6 hours of gameplay.
Wow.
So, I mean, I've been pretty happy about that. I'm curious to see. There's some character play that is not included so far, so I'm not really sure what to expect there. It's been really cool. It's a lot of survival. You have to worry about crafting all your gear, trying to stay on the Joy, so you can get through all your border patrols and everything else. Pretty difficult at times.
Do you feel that it's a satisfying survival game? Because I think a lot of these survival games that have come out recently have just been kind of bland. I'm not really too hot on the zombie ones. What do you think of this?
I'm not a big fan of the zombie ones either. To be honest, I'm not a huge fan of survival games, just the way they've been going lately. But this one's definitely been a lot of fun. You do have to keep an eye on your food, your water. Half the time you find rotten food, so you have to deal with food poisoning. If you go too long without sleep, you will pass out and disappear for a day. A lot of things you just don't expect. You're like, wait a minute, did that really just happen?
Jeez.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, the first time I tried to go through one of the border patrols and I hadn't taken my joy pill, didn't really know what to expect. I walked through the doorway and I get electrocuted by a device called the Spanker. And I'm not talking just one light zap either. It was 4 hits and you're dead.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, send you back to your bunker. It's the next day. Try again.
So what's the point? You're trying to make it out of this area or something?
As far as I can tell, you are trying to make it out of the city, and there's about 6 districts that I've found so far.
Wow.
And I'm really not sure beyond that.
Holy moly.
So is there a map at all? I mean, do you have any idea
There
where you're
is
going?
a map, but it only fills in as you explore it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's why I said there's only 6 that I know of.
Yeah. Wow.
When you go to sleep or if you die or something, do you wake up in just the newest one-year district you were in, or do you have to start all the way at the beginning?
If you have found your what do you call it? There's a little safe zone in each area, a little bunker.
Oh my gosh.
If you found the local bunker, you'll respawn there. If not, you will go back to the beginning.
Wow.
And if you die, you will lose several of your inventory. Sometimes it's important things, sometimes it's not.
Yeah. So, Mac, when you're on the Joy, does the game is the experience different, or what?
It is a little bit. When you take the Joy, everything gets a lot brighter. Everybody in the game is smiling.
Wow.
They're very complimentary. There's rainbows in the sky. It's kind of trippy, actually. And then if you get in the certain areas of town, they've actually got rainbow painted roads to go along with the Joy.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Now, for a little while, you can pass off as people believing you're still on the Joy in certain areas just by talking to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't work in all the locations. So it's very, very interesting. Some places you can get by, and other places it's like, okay, where can I hide?
Yeah. That's cool.
Now, are they force feeding everyone this drug so they can kind of control them at the same time? What's going on around you?
Everybody's supposed to have a supply, and well, I don't have a supply, so I'm always trying to scavenge some from somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
I have found a couple of places where phone booths will actually just dispense Joy. So you just walk in, hit a button, and hey, here's your Joy, strawberry flavored. It's like, wait a minute, what? But then on top of that, you start playing, and things like tap water and tea will just have Joy instilled in it.
Wow.
So you go to get a drink, and all of a sudden, hey, I'm on the Joy again.
Huh.
Convenient.
Yeah. So yeah, this is going to be a good game for anybody that goes out and gets it. I've been lucky so far.
Cool.
It sounds really, really cool. How's the or is there any? How's the combat?
The combat is there is some combat, and it's very interesting because some of the players are just, I'm going to slap you and see what I can get, and others are going to come at you with billy clubs and knock you out in 2 hits.
Okay.
So you can you do craft weapons. But there's no what's the word I'm looking for? There's no quick time or anything. It's just in the middle of the game.
Okay.
So it's a fast combat system.
Now, if you just raise a ruckus, Mac, do they like send the police after you or something, or how does that work?
They don't send the police after you, but there are police patrolling. So
Okay.
if they just happen to notice, they'll get in on the fight. But
Okay.
it is very quick.
Yeah.
You can run away sometimes.
Okay.
The other thing that's kind of interesting and annoying at the same time is if you lose the battle, you will fall down and pass out right where you are.
Uh-oh.
And then you'll get up and you'll have about 5% health. Sometimes you'll lose some of your inventory, but your enemies are still around.
Oh.
So someone robbed you while you were passed out.
That, or you were reaching in your pocket for something and you dropped everything.
Wow.
And then you're like, oh, okay, I'm next to dead. I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. And
Oh my gosh.
crap, he just beat me up. So you really got to kind of look where you're going and take your chances.
Yeah.
Oh, it sounds
Survival games
great.
are tough, man.
Excited for it.
Jeez.
Tough, but very satisfying.
Yeah.
Cool.
Man.
And release on this, I think, is 2017, right?
Yeah, no specific date at this time. They're just saying 2017.
For the finished product. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a pretty big game so far, so I'm curious to see what all else they're going to add with these certain character gameplay aspects.
Cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be neat.
Yeah, I kind of want to check it out.
Do it. Do it now.
Okay. See you guys.
Don't forget your joy.
I'm already on it.
Oh.
Oh. That's about all I got on that one.
I'm on Gwent.
Back to Gwent.
Back to let's keep moving on. I don't really have a good segue for this one. What do you guys think of the Rogue One trailer?
I loved it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. It's gonna be
It
the best
was-
movie ever.
Yeah, ever of all time. Sure. Absolutely. I mean, to me, it's nice and it's got that kind of Empire vibe to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Where it's a lot darker, a lot more serious. So I always like that. So to me, it looks pretty great.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for this
Pretty-
movie.
Yeah.
I hope Darth
Except
Vader
for you,
does the entire group of Rogue One people. I just hope he's like, trying to steal our plans, and he just kills them all. Please, just there's no words. He just cuts them down. That's how the movie ends.
Yeah, where are the
Ruthless.
Where are the Bothans? Because didn't many Bothans die to get these plans?
Bothans are pretty humanoid. I think Mon Mothma's a Bothan.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's where you're seeing all those people,
Gotcha. Okay.
if I remember correctly. There's
So
so much
perhaps
Star
they
Wars
will
lore
all
out there.
All right. How about yeah?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a great movie.
It is.
Looking forward to it.
10 out of 10. There we go. That's it. That's all you got to know.
It's the pre-release review. It's the greatest film ever. Go see it.
Should we
In
spoil
December.
it for everyone?
R2D2's last.
Oh, yeah. That is really sad. For everybody who doesn't know, the actor who played R2D2 just passed away.
Kenny Baker, age of 83.
That is sad.
Yeah.
Wah, wah.
Rest in peace, Kenny Baker.
Yeah, definitely. 2016 has been a rough year, man.
Yeah, it really has. Ugh.
Well, now that we brought everybody down,
Yeah.
There's only one way to go back up.
and that's
We need-
wrestling. So there was a bunch of WWE news that dropped this week for 2K17. I I'm not a big player of these games. My favorite wrestling games, I think everybody who reads Brutal Gamer probably knows, my favorite wrestling games were on the Nintendo 64. So I'm still I love those. I never got into the SmackDown games, and I'm not really that into the 2K games, although this one does sound like they're trying to make it a little more strategic in play, which would be great, because that would mean it would be closer to those like No Mercy and WrestleMania 2000, but we shall see. Anybody play these games?
No.
I don't, but I'm definitely
No.
downloading. We get 2K16 for free on Xbox. So I'll definitely give it a whirl.
Yes.
So, but outside of that, I don't typically play these wrestling games. And I'm with you, Jason. The best ones ever were back on 64.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, if you're a wrestling fan of any era, you can't. I don't think you can effectively argue that one.
Yeah,
They were just
they were
fabulous.
just so amazing.
Yeah, and they're like really cartoony.
Yeah.
But that's like, that's the charm. Like for anybody who goes and looks at a video of No Mercy now, and they're like, wait a minute, it looks like a
Yeah,
it looks like a 1980s cartoon next to the
it
stuff that
does.
2K is pumping out. But that's the
They all
charm.
look
of it.
like they all look like Michelin men. And
Yes.
just like-
That's great. Yes.
Oh man, but it
They
was
have
just
like
so much
giant
fun.
shoulders.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
mean, you remember when they put weapons in the ring and you just like pick up a chair and just go to town on people?
Yeah,
and
it's a
then,
hardcore match.
oh man, but then the 40, what was it? Last Man Standing was amazing. So
Yeah, the my favorite.
What was that?
whoa,
Did anybody else hear that?
What was that? I heard like a
I
weird
heard that.
popping noise.
No
No.
idea.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Well, anyway,
great.
I was saying the Royal Rumbles were always my favorite.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was
those are
it was just fun.
so much fun.
So,
But anyway, the new
What-
one, more strategic, they're saying. They've got more create options in it, so you can make your own video now to play when you come down to the ring. You could
Oh,
basically,
my.
well, Rick, you love this. You have matches. You can record segments from matches and then apparently splice them all together, and you make your Titantron video.
Wow,
Which is pretty
that's
great.
Impressive. That's
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool, yeah.
Cool
All right.
feature.
doesn't really affect gameplay, but
We're all about non-gameplay features that really sell us games.
yeah, totally.
Presentation.
And the non-viewing of movies before they come out, that sells me on movies.
Yeah.
So, what are the new PlayStation Neo rumors? I haven't heard anything about this. What's going on here?
Well, as far as I know, there's nothing any deeper than what we've already heard, which is vague at best. But Sony was rumored to be having a press conference in Manhattan on the 7th of September, and now they are having a press conference on the 7th.
Ooh.
And and they say that this is going to be the unveiling for the Neo. So, we'll see. They're going ahead of Tokyo Game Show, and they're beating Nintendo to the punch, which was another thing that was rumored that they wanted to do. Because Nintendo's going to be talking about the NX probably in September as well. So
Right.
we'll see what happens. I think we kind of discussed this a while ago, but the Neo sounds like a really good upgrade, but it doesn't sound like the kind of like, day and night kind of a thing that I don't know if gamers are looking for, but
What are
Well,
some of the
yeah.
upgrades?
as far as I understand it, it's got more horsepower. So it's supposed to be able to, well, obviously, so it's supposed to be able to run the PSVR a lot smoother,
Oh, okay.
and 4K output, all that stuff.
Yeah. Interesting.
We'll see. I'm not
Are you gonna buy one?
incredibly excited about it. And I don't, I mean, unless it's a lot better than I'm thinking right now, probably not. You guys have any interest?
No, probably not.
No.
No.
Not at all.
Not in the least. All right.
Unless they made a. Hey Eric, what if they made a PlayStation VR for No Man's Sky?
Oh,
I still probably wouldn't do it,
No.
just because that's a lot to upgrade for one thing, one game. The next console I'm going to buy is going to.
Cost aside, would you do it? Would you play it?
I mean, if money's not an option, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd play it. I guess. Yeah. I guess that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were going to say, Eric, the next console you were going to buy is?
Oh, the NX, definitely.
Yeah.
So I don't care
Yeah,
what it
me
is.
too.
I'm going to buy it.
Is the
Next
NX
thing-
going to be as powerful as the Xbone and the PS4?
No,
It's not.
it's not. It's going to be somewhere between a PS3 and a PS4 in terms of power.
There we go.
Why do they keep doing this?
I don't know.
Because somebody keeps paying.
Eric keeps buying all the Nintendo consoles.
Eric, damn it.
Eric is single-handedly funding Nintendo to do this.
Yeah. I would.
So what's going to be? I mean, I'm interested because it's Nintendo, but what I don't know. I mean, what else do you guys know about it?
Well, it's a split system, so you attach it to your TV at home, and then it quote unquote breaks away, and you can take it on the
Okay.
go.
Yeah, these are all rumors too. We need to be clear. This isn't anything. We don't have insider information. This is all just rumors.
That is very true. But there were
That's
some rumors cited recently that we actually reported on that said it basically as close to a certainty as you can get that this is what it's going to be. But we do have to
Okay.
wait.
Yep. Hopefully soon it'll come out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very interested in that kind of a thing because if that's what it is, because I've always wanted that. I always thought that was the greatest idea for portable gaming, to just be able to take your home games on the go, because that's really what you want to play anyway. So
Yeah.
if that's what it is, then I'm definitely interested in that. I don't like the power level thing again, but
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So guys, what are you playing?
I'm playing No Man's Sky.
I'm playing nothing. No Man's Sky.
I'm playing We Happy Few and Eisenhorn Xenos. Review coming soon.